Welcome back, longtime listeners, to the Milk Boys podcast, full of thick, creamy milk all over the place. Milk for your mouth, milk from the teat, milk from the udders of the cow. We love milk here. We are so excited today to bring the good news of the milk to you, the gospel of the milk, if you will. I'm joined today. I'm the milkman. Today I'm joined by Wyatt, our co-host. Welcome back. We're going to start by recapping last week's visit with another longtime milk fan, Tobuscus.
Oh yeah, Tobuscus was great, man. Remember, what was it? Milky Minotaur, Milky Minute, Milky. That guy was great. He was awesome.
Wonderful.
Yeah. That was the first time we've had... It was weird, because normally we have glasses of milk here in the studio, but we actually had lids on our glasses of milk. I'm not sure why. That was the only episode.
We were scared he was going to Bill Cosby us, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but I'm glad you said it first. He was a little bit creepy.
We're open here on this podcast. I think we like to call the shots how they are, and that being that milk is the greatest beverage, and also we don't shy away from the nitty-gritty of the nitty-gritty.
Yeah, kind of a despicable human being. Really great milk boy, though.
Great milk
He
boy.
was a
Great
milk boy. You should listen to that episode.
Yeah,
That's a great episode. We really vibe with him. He's got some really interesting views on milk. And actually, a little bit of what he said encouraged us to do some research for this episode. But,
right, yeah. We'll get to that later on. First, we want to kick it off with the way the milk scene has changed in the last couple of years. A big reason why we're kicking it back to one of the old school episodes. Longtime milk listeners know that typically our game is tasting and reviewing milk. But, we wanted to revisit milk because a lot has changed.
Yeah. I mean, time, man. But, technology, people, all kinds of stuff, just medical research, everything's changed, and so we've seen that change reflected in the products available to us in the milk industry, and we as milk boys, of course,
we feel obligated. We have to put our 2 cents out there about the milk.
Right, and for the listeners at home, we just want to establish where we stand, so you know where we're coming from when we talk about these topics.
Milk is the best.
Yeah.
So, any other beverage is inferior.
Yeah. I mean, milk's pretty great. I mean, that's why we started this podcast. It's a love of milk. Great, yeah. It's a love of milk. I mean, that's why we're here. It's why everybody listens. I mean,
yeah.
We're just a bunch of milk boys. Am I right?
Yeah, milk boys.
Milk boys.
Shout out! Woo!
Milky Minotaur.
Milky Minotaur, man. Milk tartar. Milk.
Anyways, so we're gonna start today off by talking about milk alternatives. Milk alternatives have come a long fucking way in the past few years. I mean, you ask somebody 8 years ago, 5 years ago even, about oat milk or hemp milk, and they wouldn't have known what the fuck you were talking about. So,
I still don't know what the fuck you're talking about, because all I drink straight vitamin D whole milk, baby.
Well, yeah, but not everybody. Some people are lactose tolerant, for example, and these milk alternatives, I think they really have a place. Obviously, nothing
can hold an udder to milk.
Nothing beats a cold glass of milk when, just sipping it on its own. But especially for, I don't know, lattes or hot chocolate, stuff like that, where you're not really going for the flavor, because you can't get the flavor of milk in a milk alternative. But you can get some of the creaminess, and you can get something that's a little bit different, but still pretty good. And I think that matches really well with, things like coffee or chocolate or whatever. So we're just going to run through a few different milk alternatives that have kind of popped up, or at least become very popular in the past few years, and talk about each one real quick. So top of the list, soy milk. A lot of people are in on soy milk. What are your thoughts, Jerry?
Soy is it's going to give you man boobs. You got to be drinking that whole milk. But I understand if that's your game is soy milk, but
Well, I don't know if that's scientifically
bullshit. Milk is that you should be ingesting straight milk
with a thick, creamy texture and slight strange aftertaste. I think soy milk is all right. It's texture wise, I think it nails it. There is, like I mentioned, a little bit of an aftertaste that can not be great. What about oat milk? What do you think about oat milk, Jerry?
Never had it. Never will have it.
Yeah, oat milk.
Fucking disgusting.
Oat milk. It really it's kind of nutty. It's creamy. It's great. It foams great.
You want that nutty, creamy alternate? Okay. Get the fuck out of here. I want a cold glass of milk right now. Drink it in your face.
We weren't gonna be drinking milk for this
Fuck.
Oat milk. Yeah. So like I was saying, oat milk, nutty, creamy, really good. Foam's great. You should consider it in hot chocolate. All right. What about? Here's the big question for all you listeners at home. What do you think about coconut milk? And I'm not talking just like coconut water, but like concentrated coconut milk.
Do I fucking look Hawaiian?
I
want a cold, straight glass of just milk.
Oh, some good old moo juice. I hear you. But not everybody can drink moo juice. So coconut milk is actually a light, refreshing alternative. And if you're going to have a milk alternative and just drink it on its own, I would actually recommend coconut milk the most. It's got just ever so slightly light, fruity taste to it that kind of can mimic that, galactosey sweet flavor you get when you let milk sit around in your mouth, assuming you're not lactose intolerant, in which case you don't have those enzymes in the first place. Anyways, but this is the real big one that's come up really recently: hemp milk, made out of hemp. Yeah.
The stoners are coming for my milk too.
Well,
nothing's fucking safe.
What hemp is? Hemp's not
bullshit.
Hemp. It's I think it's in the same family of plant, but
milk. It should just be milk.
Moving on. All right. So, there's where we stand on milk alternatives. In case you didn't know, there are milk alternatives out there. For all you milk boys that just can't enjoy, now you can.
Is this a commercial for other kinds of milk or something?
No,
Are you just tracing milk's name?
It's just
you tearing it.
It's just come a long way.
The proud name.
It's
milk.
It's just come a long way in the past. What do you think about mixing things with milk?
Great idea. Wonderful idea. I think milk can pair well with many other beverages, foods. I think milk is a great mix. A great mixer. It's a great mix.
For alcohol?
Yeah, like, eggnog is a milky substance,
Alright, give it a couple seconds. Let's keep rolling. Oh my god.
Yeah, for example, like Pilk, Pepsi milk, that's great. It's
Excuse me, Pilk? Did
Pilk.
you say Pilk?
Pilk, yeah, Pilk.
What's Pilk?
Pilk, Pepsi milk. I think it genuinely refers to any sort of cola with milk.
Okay.
I think the sentiment stems from like a good old fashioned root beer float,
But it's neither root beer nor ice cream.
What do you need to make ice cream? It's a dairy product. It's primarily milk, right? The flavors there you're getting is the creaminess from the milk, and then the sweet carbonation from the Pepsi or the Coke, or even if you wish the root beer. It's great. Pilk, great.
Pilk.
10 out of 10.
Okay.
I would give it a solid 7 out of 10. I wouldn't drink it every day, but refreshing.
Okay, so like every once in a while, a nice tall glass of Pilk hits different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I was thinking of some other, milk mixes. What about chocolate milk? What do you think about chocolate milk?
Overhyped.
Really?
Oh yeah, definitely. I do enjoy me some chocolate milk. It definitely beats milk out on the creaminess and the thickness factor. Just too sweet for me, man.
Really?
Yeah, something about it overpowers and takes away what a good glass of milk really brings to the table.
That's true. That's true. And so I think it's important here that we make a delineation for, some of our new listeners between chocolate milk and hot chocolate. Those are very different things, right?
Yeah.
So chocolate milk generally refers to a cold beverage, usually mixed with some sort of chocolate syrup. Milk mixed with some sort of chocolate syrup. Whereas hot chocolate
you can fucking make Swiss Miss with water,
which I agree, that's a sin. I think most of our listeners would, but assuming that it's made with milk, do you think you would like hot chocolate made with milk, of course? But they have Mexican hot chocolate that tends to be less sweet. It's a little bit more of the bitter chocolate taste, and sometimes it's even a little bit spicy. What do you think about that?
I've heard of these spicier hot chocolate. These Mexican hot chocolate alternatives, and I've been interested. Never had the opportunity to actually try one.
Maybe we'll line it up for next podcast.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. Yeah,
because I agree. I mean, milk is milk and chocolate. It's like peanut butter and jelly. But I think you made a very interesting point that it's a very delicate balance.
Right. The best way I enjoy a good glass of chocolate milk is, like you said, with the syrup, and you make it yourself. That way you can control the chocolate to milk ratio there. It's a very fine ratio.
Right. Do you have any other milk concoctions for us?
One that I've seen pop up that has really intrigued me is Gilk.
Gilk. Yeah. What's Gilk? Typically,
it's Gatorade and milk.
Oh.
Sometimes you can just add a little bit of like pre-workout to it. It's prime choice for lifters. It's popped up on the TikTok.
Oh, okay. Gilk,
yeah.
Okay, so you get your...
You hit massive PRs with that, Gilk.
Okay, you get your electrolytes, your protein, your creatine all in one, I guess.
Back to the mixer, yeah. Sometimes people will mix Hennessy with their Gilk.
Right, and that helps...
the pain go away.
Oh, right. Okay, of course. Yeah. Wow. Gilk. Yeah, well, maybe we'll give that a try the next time.
Oh, yeah. Milk boys go to the gym. We're definitely hitting Gilk.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you wanna hit those maxes. You wanna hit those PRs. You wanna get absolutely fucking shredded. Yeah.
Milk is a growth food. It's one of the only naturally occurring sources of calories that combines fat and carbohydrates.
Really?
Yeah, that and I believe cashews. But that's why babies are drinking so much of it, is because they need to grow. The metabolism tends to grow a lot when it has carbohydrates and fat in one. That's why you see the epidemic of obesity in America, is because all our food is made like that. It's not natural unless it's in the form of milk.
Right, that's interesting. And so, when we're talking about high fructose corn syrup and all those things, and so if we're manufacturing foods that pair fats and carbohydrates, it's not the exact same kinds of fats and carbohydrates that we find in milk, is it?
I honestly don't know. Don't know.
All right. So, milk. So we know how you feel about mixing milk. What do you feel about mixing the races?
Come again?
I see here on the... This is something that Tobuscus actually brought up that we should cover in our next episode.
Right, Tobuscus brought it up. Fucking weirdo. Did you know He was charged with sexual assault.
Did you know he was charged with sexual assault? No, I didn't. I looked it up after the podcast. So we know how you feel about mixing. About the mixing of the races. How the fuck do we segue into that?
Well, I think we touched on it earlier. How I feel about milk alternatives, honestly, was a little bit brash. I should have been more understanding to our more lactose intolerant viewers and the people who may or may not be able to enjoy milk.
Yeah, because that's a struggle for a lot of people.
It's tarnished milk's name, honestly.
You think?
I think so.
You're right. No, you're right. In the past few years, there's been, memes or whatever the kids call them, of, like, people who drink milk are bad.
Yeah, it hurts me to see that because I've grown up with milk,
Yeah, we're proud milk drinkers.
Honestly, yeah. No, I'm proud of milk.
Right. Yeah, I mean, milk. It's pretty great, right?
It's great. I love the beverage. It's wonderful. It's just like I said. It's wonderful growth food. Gets you built and strong, and it tastes great, and it's got wonderful capacity to be mixed and changed up. And we didn't even touch on strawberry milk. I mean, not my cup of tea or cup of milk. However, but it exists. It's milk is just, it surrounds us. Yogurt, cheese, butter.
Yeah.
And to see...
I mean, the Milky Way, man.
Exactly.
Shit.
Terrible fucking candy bar, by the way.
Yeah.
I hate Milky Ways.
Yeah. I think the dark chocolate ones are good.
Never had one. I should try it, yeah.
I think they're Milky Way Midnight or something. They're decent. All right. Anyways, we're getting off topic. Milk, it surrounds us and encompasses us. It grows us. It strives us forward.
And I think there's been a politicization of milk.
Right. Yeah, I heard about that. Do you know more about that? Do you care to expand?
Yeah, I think as we're going back to look at how milk has changed, it's important to look at how milk was treated in the past few years. It was actually almost deemed as a white supremacist symbol, and I think...
Really?
Yeah.
Milk. The beverage of the everyman.
See, I think you have to be careful here. We touched on this earlier. There needs to be milk alternatives for a lot of people who are lactose intolerant, right?
Right.
And those lines of who's lactose intolerant is racially defined.
Really? You're saying there's a racial angle to that?
Yeah, actually.
Wow.
And I think it's terrible because milk is a very wonderful thing, and I don't think it should be mired by the incessant American desire to racialize and politicize everything. Just let milk be, man.
Yeah, let milk be milk.
Let milk be milk. And I think I need to rephrase how I felt about... I just love milk. Don't get me wrong. I understand some people can't drink it, and it's a necessity for them to even understand how wonderful milk is, There's a necessity for that, but...
There's a whole population of unmilked masses out there.
This podcast is terrible. We fucked it up. It's fucked up. I was too racist in the beginning. I didn't mean to be racist. I love people.
Were you racist?
I think so.
I don't think so. All right, do you want to give this a listen?
Sure.